Well, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to NXT The Game Season 1, Episode 26. This is NXT Wrestling being held in just under 900 people at Center Stage. 2 pre-show matches, and let's get straight into the action. We have Killian Dane defeating Boa in just over 8 minutes, a 41 overall. Dane with the victory here tonight, 35 and 41 for Boa and Dane. And in the pre-show match, we had Raquel Gonzalez defeating Killer Kelly in just over 8 minutes with the tequila shot, 34 overall, 32 and 34 for Kelly and Raquel Gonzalez, respectively. Killer Kelly and Raquel Gonzalez didn't seem to click, which made for an awkward bout. That's unfortunate, but it, like I said, was just a pre-show bout, so not too big of a deal. Let's get straight into the main card. The fans boo as NXT Champion Jay White, NXT Women's Champion Dakota Kai, Bobby Fish, Roderick Strong, and Raquel Gonzalez are shown on screen. Manifest Destiny. Jay White says, "What you see before you are the leaders of the new age, the leaders of the new era. The men and the women who will cross the lines in search of our destiny." The fans boo. It's true, the last few weeks haven't gone according to plan, but don't change the channel quite yet. What you're about to see is nothing short of glorious. Tonight the tables are turned and Manifest Destiny regains the coordinates on our ascension. So with 34 overall here, Manifest Destiny are saying, hey, we've struggled last few weeks, but things are about to change. That's a promise. 34 out the gate for Manifest Destiny. In the opening match, we had Bobby Fish and Roderick Strong defeating Danny Burch and Oni Lorcan in just over 13 minutes at 13:26 when Roddy pinned Lorcan with his super double knee gutbuster. Strong was head and shoulders above everyone else. Burch was the weak link. 68, 56, 52, and 35 for these quartet of wrestlers. 61 overall. Great opening match. Fish and Strong of Manifest Destiny, putting them back on the winning path, the winning ways, getting them back exactly where he said they would be on the winning trail. 61 overall. After the match, they celebrate their victory. Manifest Destiny, like I said, on the winning track. Nothing interesting going on. Road Agent could have done a better job. Again, drop me a line if you know what's going on with this. Maybe it's my match, my rating on what's going on. I don't know. 41 overall here for Fish and Strong. All right, next up, and about that had good wrestling and a decent reaction. Shotzi Blackheart defeats Chelsea Green with her Fright Night. They have great chemistry, which is great. We're having lots of women showing great chemistry together. 50 and 57 for Blackheart and Green. The color commentary gave the match a moose, and it gave us a breather here. 56 overall for Blackheart and Green. Very happy with this one. Next up, the camera flips on, showing William Regal in the back, who's standing in front of his office with information as regards to the NXT Women's Championship featuring Dakota Kai and Rhea Ripley. Regal says, "Given what happened at the Mae Young Classic, I've thought long and hard what I was going to do in regards to this championship match at the Great American Bash, and to be frank, there's only one logical explanation, one logical reaction in my mind." The fans cheer. Regal says, "So, at the NXT TakeOver at Great American Bash, it's going to be Dakota Kai of Manifest Destiny defending her NXT Women's Championship against Rhea Ripley, locked inside a 15-foot steel cage." So we pushed forward 2 segments. The Manifest Destiny storyline, as is This Is My Brutality, have went forward. One's lost heat. That would be Rhea's. William Regal came out looking excellent. The announcing lifted the segment, and this got the match hotter, crowd hotter. I'm not giving anything interesting. This is literally telling you we're going to be inside of a 15-foot steel cage. 44 overall here. Dakota and Rhea in just 4 weeks are inside of a cage. All right, next up we get a view of Santos Escobar, Joaquin Wilde, and Raul Mendoza walk into the ring. Legado del Fantasma is in action. Coming up next, well, not all of them, just Santos. 33 overall. At a decent match, Santos Escobar defeats Gran Metalik with a bridging German in 12:43. Metalik with a 55, Escobar with a 47. It's a Lucha House Party, has advanced and gained heat. Metalik even seemed off his game and still put up a 55 here. The commentary got the match a boost and got the match buzzing. 55 here. So we are really having strong showings on our in-ring work. I think we've really started to hit an ebb and flow, with the matches we've been producing. They've all been very well rated lately. Sans from our squash matches. 55 overall here. Next up, a video airs hyping TakeOver the Great American Bash in just 4 weeks. So that's good. 59 overall. Next up, we have Jordan Devlin successfully defending his NXT Cruiserweight Championship over Mark Andrews. 64 overall here, 45 and 61 for Andrews and Devlin, and we are pushing towards another great show rating here in the Flesh Database. Devlin with his 8th NXT Championship defense, 64 overall. As the bell sounds, Jordan Devlin grabs the microphone and says, "Different day, same story. The reign of Jordan Devlin, the Irish Ace, continues. Until when, though? It's an endless reign, you see. A reign that is never going to stop. Yeah, never going to stop." Apparently, he was an Edge fan. "You see, I've done exactly what I said was going to do, which is bring the NXT Cruiserweight Championship back to prominence. I've been calling all challengers," says Devlin, "and I'll be out here again next week doing the exact same thing. The age of Devlin is upon you. Now all bask in my glory." So Devlin kind of mocking Keith Lee, saying he's the Cruiserweight Champion, just really pushing it in with the references. The color commentary lifted the match, as did the announcing quality, the segment that is. Nothing interesting was going on. I mean, he was only talking about how great he was. Gonna have to figure out what to do. Let's see, what was it booking on? It was high morale, penalties for low morale. So, all right, well, whatever. We really got to go back and figure out what's going on though with our match or with our segment names, because I just can't keep taking these interesting happening in the segment penalties. I have no idea what's going on here. 32. I really don't. Next up, Tommaso Ciampa can be seen in the back, sitting directly in front of a camera on a chair. He's making short and sweet work. He says, "In 2 weeks, Damian Priest, you and I scored off on NXT Wrestling in a Street Fight." That's going to end their program. "This is the end, Damian, for you. This is the end of making your name in infamy off my back. Get your affairs in order." So Ciampa basically saying, you better be ready, because it's coming to an end. 48 overall here. Ciampa setting up the match with Priest in 2 weeks. Next up, we get a split screen of Keith Lee and Pete Dunne walk into the ring. The two meet in the main event next. So Keith Lee and Pete Dunne in the main event, North American Championship implications on the line. 42, you cannot endorse storyline has advanced. Here we go. Best match of the night. And about that had superb wrestling and a decent reaction. Pete Dunne defeats Keith Lee with the bitter and clean in the middle of the ring. 65 and 66 for Keith Lee and Pete Dunne. Absolutely banger of a show in ring. Let's see what we got here. 61. I am thrilled with that rating. We had a 65, we had a 64, we had a 55, we had a 56, and we had a 61 for our main show matches. We're in the sweet spot, folks, with competitors against one another and where they're being booked and matching. So while we're still struggling with the segments, which is keeping our overall ratings down, we are getting the matches correct. So we're going to end it here. This was NXT The Game Season 1, Episode 26. We are 4 shows away from the Great American Bash. And until next time, it is me, Mikey Bro, trying to catch up with real life NXT in terms of the month in game. And we are wishing you a glorious rest of your day.